Hi folks, welcome to another video from Biomedical Training Videos. In this video I'm going to look at the Kendall 700 series SCD. So we'll cover a brief overview of the unit and some of the hardware. So the 700 series is similar to the SCD Express that I've covered previously. It's used to treat DVT in the hospital. So there's a number of consumables. This is a foot cuff, and this is showing how it's placed on a patient. And this is the three-part cuff, the thigh, knee and calf. This is the most common one you'll see, and this is showing how it's attached to the patient. So there's one for each leg. You can do one leg or both legs. And this is showing the whole lot put together. And that tubing you see there's not a consumable item. So, and this is just showing with a bed hook how it is attached to a hospital bed. You would typically see it set up. So we'll just briefly cover the hardware. There's not a lot to say about this unit. The operation and service manual is pretty brief. There's really not a lot there on the hardware. Just showing how it's different from the SCD Express. There's a colour screen which is a little bit nicer, and the unit's a little bit better designed. This is a page from the service manual showing you essentially the pneumatics module with the compressor, and there's two circuit boards, a power supply and a front panel keypad display. So it's a fairly simple device. So to disassemble the unit, you don't have to take off that bed hook, so you can leave that in place. There's a couple of tricks. First thing is just to remove this little cover that covers the power supply input, because there's a screw behind that you need to undo, which is, you can see just in that opening there. So there's 5 screws in total, and there are Torx T15. So a little bit unusual. So what you could do is undo those and then just ease the case apart, and you'll see there's a hose there connecting to a pressure sensor. So you've got to pop that off gently first, and then you can open the case apart like this. And there's no need to take it any further. You can actually do a lot of work with it like this. This is just a close-up of the rear section, which is the pneumatics module, power supply. This is a shot from the service manual, with pointing out the major parts. There's a pump that sits in a sort of rubber sort of holder in there. The battery, power supply, and the pneumatics module. This is the front panel. Again, just the display board and a CPU board. Very not much to it. If you're going to take the front panel off, you've got these cable ties holding the cables together, so it's worth noting those before you try and take it apart. That's the keypad membrane keyboard connector, and you can see the pressure sensor there next to it. So once you've undone the keypad, there's just 4 screws, and that display board comes away. This is a pretty terrible picture from the manual showing you the screws. And that's a view of the display and the board. And inside view you can see it just sits on some sticky rubber mounts to hold it down. There's no screws. And then that's just the front case empty. Okay then, we'll see you next time.